Hi yogis. So this video is by request. This is for Randy. This one's about some wrist love, and Alicia too was asking about this. So your wrists, first of all, they're like amazing joints, right? I mean, there are joints that are not so amazing, like knees, but wrists are pretty amazing. There's so much mobility, and yet the fact that we can do handstands and walk around on our hands also, even with all of that kind of mobility, is just astounding. So the trick is to keep healthy wrists, is to keep that full mobility and also strength and also balance in your muscles, okay? Carpal tunnel is a real issue for a lot of people who do a lot of repetitive motion, right? A lot of grabbing, muscles become unbalanced. If you are one of my students who practices with me in person, you know that over the last couple of years, I really struggled with wrist injuries. And so I've gotten to know a lot about wrists as a result of working with hand therapists and physical therapists and stuff like that. So I usually like to start with some just wrist rolls, right? Both directions, independently of the other. You can also interlace your hands and start to find, and I always, caution students not to just go through the motions and do everything really fast, right? Like, take your time, really feel it, right? Switch directions. Try to find that whole range of motion. And then some of my favorite stretches are so I'll send my right hand forward, and with my left hand, I'm gonna push my left hand right there, right at the base of my hand where my hand and my wrist meet. Put my thumb right there and then use the other fingers to pull back. Now, I'm a hyperextender in my elbow, so I'm gonna keep a little soft bend. You can feel, and I'll feel really nice stretch along here. And then flip it over, same thing. Thumb goes right there where my hand meets my wrist. Fingertips, this time on the top. And you can do this together, and I usually later on will do a little reverse upside down namaste hands, but you have a little bit more control. It's a little bit more of a specific movement, so I usually start with this variation right here. And then I'll switch. Again, finding a little soft bend in my elbow, fingertips down. Flip it over. Thumb goes right there where the hand meets the wrist. Getting a stretch along the top. Do a little reverse upside down namaste. And then gently shake it out, right? Just like you're trying to flick little droplets of water. Another favorite stretch I have here is to send my hand up, fingers up like that. Wrap my middle finger and my thumb really at the top of my forearm, and then start to pull down all that stuff as I move all 5 of my fingers and wave them around. You'll feel all sorts of good stuff moving around in there. Once I get a few inches down, start at the top, repeat. This feels really good. And then find the other side. Fingers up, thumb and middle finger at the top of my forearm there. Start to pull everything down. Might have to take your watch off. One more. And then down on the mat. I do these quite a lot, where I'll line up my hips over my knees so that my weight is primarily in my legs here, okay? Middle fingers are together. You can see that better, there we go. Middle fingers together. Actively pushing my thumb and my pinky side down onto the mat. Soft part of my elbows goes forward. Exhale, pull my heart down as my elbows go out. And then inhale, push through my hands and rotate those elbows forward again. Exhale, bring my heart down, elbows go out. Again, inhale, push through my thumb. Pinky finger, rotate those elbows forward. I'll do about 5 or 6 of these before practice. Really almost every practice. And then I'll flip my hands over, send fingertips out wide and start to rock left and right. And then start to rotate slowly, inch by inch, fingertips until they start to point behind me. And then once my fingertips are pointing behind me, soft part of my elbows are pointing forward, I'm gonna start to rock my hips down towards my heels, but I'm gonna let those hands peel up off of the mat. So nice and slow, peel up, peel up, peel up, peel up, peel up, all the way until my fingertips are on the mat. And then start to slowly make my way back. Forward. Be careful, go slow. Keep the weight primarily in your knees, okay? And then bring it forward. Shake it out. Upside down, reverse namaste. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the muscle balance. So if you do a lot of vinyasa and then your day job is a lot of typing and then maybe you're picking things up, or maybe you've got a baby and a toddler and you are constantly working this inside of your forearm, then you should probably be taking a little extra time to strengthen the top of your forearms, right? And you can do this just as simply as pushing your hands out, popping your fingertips towards your nose, like really pop it, pop it, right? Do sets of 20 or do sets of 30, right? You can also grab any kind of like a broom handle, right? And start to roll it up, right? You can even grab a little weight, right? And lift, right? It's a little movement. Could even do it on the side of a chair. Lift, 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 right? Anything that's gonna work the top of that forearm to keep it nice and balanced so that you don't end up with a muscular imbalance, which always leads to injury, right? So happy practicing, try to work that into your practice. Stay safe, stay healthy, most importantly. Continue to have fun flying, and I will catch you soon. Bye, yogis.